Valentina had turned Claire into a vampire. Even though it had been the only way to save her from a deadly wound at the hands of Lucy Van Helsing, Claire was pleased with her newfound monster existence. As she began to explore the Wormwood community, I remembered my own first days of monsterdom. Unlike me, however, Claire still knew exactly who she was. But I didn't have time to dwell on my feelings of envy. I had to stay focused on the next suspect in the case of my murder. Tony Dante. The Hawthorne household and I touched base with Elliot and Jamie over a video call.
That sounds perfect. Elliot and I will help however we can.
So we're all agreed. We're going back to Sweet Gum. This time, we'll be a lot more careful.
You seem to say that a lot.
We do.
I don't like this. Honey, what about your dancing? Oh, didn't you say you were in that dance show? Goblins in Plains?
I was fired right before we went on stage, but that's besides the point. I have to find out who murdered me. Mom, don't you want to know?
Monkey Butter, this is dangerous. That Lucy woman is still out there. I don't want to lose you again.
You won't. I have a witch and a ghost to help me.
And a bunch of humans.
And a vampire.
Speaking of vampires, where is Claire? I thought I handed her off to you after I gave her the tour.
You did, but I passed her off to my friend. She wanted to meet a hot vampire, so I let Elisabetta take over.
I'm pretty sure she meant a hot guy vampire.
She gets what she gets.
Okay, let's focus on Tony. Zabel, could you do a glamour for me so I can go back into town?
Hanako and I will take you. We'll get in and out.
Zabel, hear me out. Wait, you're okay with this?
No, but I am making peace with it. I want to get it under control-ish. That means you stay here, Valentina.
Fine.
I should go too. I know Tony the best out of all of us. We used to be friends.
What happened?
A lot of stuff.
Cryptic much?
Today's Tuesday, right? I always see Tony on Tuesdays at the quad around 5 p.m. You should be able to catch him there.
Right. Jamie, Elliot, you coming?
We'll set this one out. Tony is a little too aggressive for me.
He deliberately dead names Jamie. And he yells gay in my face whenever he sees me.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
I mean, he's not wrong. I am gay. But it feels like he means it in a rude way.
He does.
Huh. Then my instincts were correct.
All right. Looks like it's me, Hanako, Ash, and Zabel. We're heading to Sweet Gum. We arrived in Sweet Gum by late afternoon. Then we waited. As 5 o'clock approached, we spotted Tony walking toward the quad, just like Elliot said. I approached him, blocking his path. Tony, it's Petra.
Who?
Petra. Petra Jackson? Georgie Romero's cousin?
Not ringing any bells.
Seriously?
Tony, you got a sec?
What do you want, Ramus?
It's about the Measure Up Jazz Festival.
What about it?
Georgie Romero went with you, right?
That's not your business.
Come on, Tone. We're old friends. Your business is my business.
Looks like you got plenty of business on your plate already. You bearing the bone with all 3 of these chicks?
Okay, Tony, that's nasty. They're my
Let's
friends.
see, we got Chinese girl, dead girl's cousin, and... oh, who are you?
Zabel, we've met?
Huh. I think I'd remember a snack like you.
Snack? Oh, you're hungry. How about we go to a coffee shop, grab a bite to eat, and chat about Georgie?
You want a date?
No?
'Cause if we were out on a date, I'd have plenty to say.
She's not going on a date with
Okay, a date it is. Tonight.
Really? I didn't think that would work.
Zabel, what are you doing?
You want answers, right?
Zabel, you cannot go on a date with this guy.
What, you scared I'll steal your girl? You've already got 3.
1, not my girl. 2, not even a little. 3, no one should be subjected to you.
Ash, it's fine. Maybe the 3 of you should also get something to eat? Tony, lead the way.
Sweet.
I didn't like this. I could tell by the look on Ash's face he didn't either. I felt guilty that Zabel was doing this for me. Hanako, Ash, and I watched as Zabel walked off with Tony.
Okay, we're totally spying on them, right?
Duh. We're not leaving her alone with him.
We better stay out of sight. Tony took Zabel to Donner's, a decidedly non-romantic fast food joint with questionable meat-flavored foods. We carefully snuck inside, grabbing an order of fries before sliding into a booth 2 tables behind Tony. Ash quietly chewed on the fries as we listened in.
This burger reminds me of the time I ran over a raccoon. It didn't die right away, so I had to run over it a few more times. Hey, you gonna eat anything?
No, thank you. I'm vegan.
Oh, yeah, I know what that is. It's that new Swedish religion.
So, the Measure Up Jazz Festival. You said you went with Georgie.
It was Vincent's idea, not mine. He wanted to be friends with her or whatever. They'd been applying to scholarships together.
And that's how she got pulled into your friend group?
Yeah, back when Vincent wasn't a total wet blanket. Why do you care?
You know that's the night she died, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of a big deal.
I guess. Didn't she drown or whatever?
It's more than a whatever. They think there might have been foul play.
I thought the cops said she fell. That's what they told me when I asked.
When is the last time you saw her?
You gonna kiss me after the date tonight?
What?
Are ya?
It's a little early to decide that.
It might help jog my memory.
Okay, yes, just answer the question.
I guess before I went to sleep, I tried to get a wet t-shirt contest going, but everybody was too tired or something. So I went back to our campsite and I hit the hay.
You don't know when she left her tent.
It's not like I was her babysitter.
When you woke up the next morning and she was gone, you didn't think that was weird?
No. People leave sometimes. It's what they do. Georgie mentioned she wanted to go to some school in New York or whatever. I figured she went to go do that.
In the middle of the night?
It's what my dad did when he decided to stop being a dad.
Oh. Sorry.
He left. It's whatever. Maybe Ash got tips from him.
Ash bristled at that.
Whatever happened between you and Ash?
He's just a loser. Okay? He ditched me, so screw him.
Ditched you?
Ash just stopped talking to me. Acted like we'd never been friends.
And that hurt.
We grew up in the same neighborhood. I was there when his mom left.
Ash lowered his head to hide his face.
I see. What did you do when you found out Georgie was dead?
Nothing.
Were you scared? Sad?
Why?
Because someone you knew died.
Someone I barely knew died. It sucks, but people die. It had nothing to do with me. I think my mom sent flowers to her mom and a casserole. You're supposed to give grieving people casseroles.
So your life isn't better or worse?
I guess worse. I had to look at a dead person. That's messed up. Can we stop talking about it? It's making me not want to finish my burger.
Yeah, of course.
Tony spent the rest of the date talking about himself. Zabel was a trooper. When Tony and Zabel were about to part ways.
I get my kiss, right?
Oh, I did promise you one.
Lay it on me.
Zabel wrinkled her nose in disgust, but leaned forward. Hanako averted her gaze, and I cringed. Before their lips could touch,
Okay, cut! Stop. Cut it there. Stop it there. Stop.
Ash,
What are you doing here?
What is wrong with you, man? Trying to force someone to kiss you? You didn't act like such a schmendrick when we were kids, but the second your dad left, you started just bullying and harassing people.
Get shanked, Ash.
Listen, I know what it's like to wake up one day and have a parent just be gone. All I had left was my dad, and he didn't even like me, but I didn't use that as an excuse to treat everyone like garbage.
Yeah, you do. Just because you're too much of a coward to make fun of us to our faces doesn't mean we don't know you're doing it.
That's not what... Just come on, Zabel, let's go.
I'm supposed to get a kiss.
We exited the restaurant without another word to Tony. Ash brought up the rear, making sure Tony wasn't following. For once, we made it home without incident. So, do we think he did it?
I don't think he's clever enough to lie.
Definitely not.
I didn't know you lost your mom. Why didn't you say anything?
It felt weird to talk about it, you know? My mom ditched me. Yours passed away. I felt like it wasn't as bad.
It's not a competition, Ash. What you went through was hard, too.
Tony was my friend after she left. When his dad did the same thing, I figured we'd bond, do guy stuff together. But he turned into a jerk.
Everybody copes differently. Some people turn into schmendricks.
I guess so.
Thanks for rescuing me back there.
This is at least the third time I've saved you.
No, not the third. Is it?
Yeah, it is. Lucy, Lyle, and now Tony.
I could have gotten myself out of it.
Oh, then why didn't you?
Because.
No, nothing. You got nothing?
Okay, so Claire and Tony are no longer suspects.
Do we know any other sleazebags who might have murdered you?
I don't know. Maybe we need to talk to Vincent. He might know who else saw me that night.
That's not a bad idea. But more about that tomorrow. I am starving.
My mother and Zabel prepared dinner. Zabel seemed to appreciate having a mother figure around the house again. We were no closer to my murderer's identity, but I had learned how grief can pull us together, or push us apart. And we had been pulled together. As we ate supper, one that had vegan and brains options, I looked over at my odd little family, gathered around the table, and smiled.
This has been Georgie Romero is Done For. Written and directed by Kat Walker-Shea. Additional writing by Sox Whitmore. Produced by Kat Walker-Shea, Sox Whitmore, and Rachel Greenberg. Sound designed by Meg Malloy Tootin. Music composed by Evan Johnson. Sox Whitmore as Georgie Romero. Kat Walker-Shea as Zabel Hawthorne. Jade Robinson as Hanako Kanagawa. Caleb Feetsum as Ash Ramus. Veronica Dash as Valentina, Catherine Means as Barbara Romero, Magneto Morgan as Elliot Ripley, Casper Oliver as Jamie Ripley, Tony Tirico as Tony. Thank you for tuning in to Georgie Romero is Done For. I hope you'll stay with us for our next episode.